Hello and welcome. Today we're jumping into a topic that, let's be honest, can be super frustrating, especially if you have an Asian skin tone. I'm talking about hair removal. It sounds like it should be easy, right? But finding something that actually works and doesn't leave you with pain or irritation can feel like a total dead end. So let's get into the nitty-gritty of why that is and, more importantly, what we can actually do about it.
Does this sound familiar? You spent money and time on hair removal treatments that promised you silky, smooth skin, but all you got was disappointment and maybe even more irritation. You are so not alone in this. It's a really common and really annoying problem.
It just feels like this never-ending cycle, doesn't it? You're constantly shaving, you're dealing with those painful ingrown hairs and bumps. And for a lot of people, this actually affects their confidence. It can get to the point where you start avoiding certain outfits or maybe even skipping events altogether. So what is the deal? Why are the results we want so hard to get?
Okay, so to figure out the solution, we first have to really get what the problem is. And here's the thing. The reason so many traditional laser treatments don't work well, especially on Asian skin, isn't about you. It's about the technology. Let's take a quick look at the science behind it.
It really all boils down to this one thing: melanin interference. So here's how it works in simple terms. Older lasers are basically programmed to look for melanin, which is the dark pigment in your hair. But for Asian skin, which has more melanin overall, the laser kind of gets confused. It has a hard time telling the difference between the melanin in your hair and the melanin in your skin. And the result? A bunch of that laser energy gets soaked up by your skin, not the hair follicle. That makes the treatment way less effective and, honestly, a lot riskier.
And when you look at the numbers, the difference between technologies is just wow. Take a look. Older IPL treatments, their success rate on Asian skin can be as low as 30%. 30! But then you move to a more modern laser, like ND-EGG, and that success rate skyrockets to almost 90%. And then you have the latest tech, SHR, pushing it even higher, up to 95% effective. So yeah, the technology you choose is pretty much everything.
And give this, a massive 60% of all treatment failures on Asian skin happen for one simple reason: they're using the wrong laser. So let me say that again. It's not that your skin is too difficult. It's that the tool being used just wasn't built for the job.
All right, so we know the old lasers are the problem. So what's the answer? Well, it's a technology called SHR, which stands for super hair removal. And believe me, it's a total game changer because it was designed from the ground up to fix the exact issues we've been talking about.
So what makes SHR so different? Well, instead of one single high-intensity zap of heat, SHR uses lots of lower energy pulses to gently and gradually heat up the hair follicle. Think of it like this. Old lasers are quick, sharp rubber band snap. SHR is more like a warm, soothing massage. That gentle approach is what makes it pretty much painless. And more importantly, it makes it safe for all skin tones because it's not aggressively targeting the melanin in your skin. Plus, it works on both fine and coarse hair. It's a win-win.
The actual process is super simple and comfortable. First, they apply a cooling gel to protect your skin. Then, the therapist just glides the handpiece over your skin, almost like they're painting. As they do that, those gentle energy pulses are doing their work, gradually heating the follicles. It safely damages them so they can't grow new hair, all while you're just relaxing.
Okay, so SHR sounds pretty amazing. But what does the whole journey to smooth skin actually look like from start to finish? Knowing what to expect is really the key to a happy, successful treatment.
The results build up over time. After about 3 sessions, you'll see a real noticeable difference. We're talking 30 to 60% less hair. By the time you've had about 6 sessions, that number jumps to a huge 70 to 90% reduction. And after a full course, which is usually around 8 to 10 sessions, you can get up to 95% permanent hair reduction. It's a process for sure, but the destination is totally worth it.
Now, to get those incredible results, you've got to do a little homework. The most important rule of thumb: shave the area before your session, but never wax or pluck your hair in between treatments. The laser needs to see that little bit of hair in the follicle to do its job, and plucking pulls the whole thing out. And of course, being smart about the sun, avoiding exposure before and after, and wearing sunscreen is absolutely key for keeping your skin safe and making the treatment as effective as possible.
Having the best technology is one thing, but it's only half the story.
you also need to have it in the hands of experts who really know how to use it. So let's talk about what you should look for in a top-notch provider.
A provider like Wellaholic, for example, really specializes in this. They actually combine their SHR technology with radio frequency, which can make it even more effective. But what really makes them stand out is their whole approach. They offer these unlimited monthly plans that come with unlimited shots. What that means for you is that you never have to worry about counting pulses or paying more if you need more. You just get the treatment you need. They even offer a lifetime maintenance mode for super affordable touch-ups later on, which is probably a big reason why they're so highly rated.
So if you feel like you're ready to break up with those frustrating dead-end treatments, the next step couldn't be easier. You can book a free consultation, talk to an expert who really gets your skin type, and get a plan that's made just for you.
Because at the end of the day, this is about so much more than just getting rid of hair, right? It's about trading in that constant cycle of temporary fixes and irritation for a real, lasting confidence that lets you feel amazing in your own skin. So, I guess the only question left is, are you ready? Thanks so much for tuning in.